Hey guys, it's Adam. I hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome to Do You Watch Anime, a show where I sit down with a guest every week and ask them, do you watch anime? And we go from there. And today joining me is voice actor in such anime as Anne Shirley, tying the knot with an Amagami sister, and VTuber legend, Hayden Daviau. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having
Of
me.
course, of course. So, do you watch anime?
I do. I've been watching anime since I was but a young weeb. I've been watching anime probably since I was a kid without realizing I was
Yeah.
watching anime,
Mhm.
but like consciously seeking it out when I was in middle school. So probably like since I was like 11.
Okay, so what were kind of your first interactions with anime?
Ooh, okay. Like seeking it out or just like watching it in
Just
general?
like watching it in general.
I mean, like most kids, we watch like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's see. And I guess like back then I didn't really think that like I wasn't
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, that's anime. I'm like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
I sure do love Pikachu.
Yep.
But like my first like foray into like a lot of anime in
Mhm.
middle school, my best friend in middle school, they got me into Sergeant Frog.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
it's still one of my favorite series. It's so fun.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that. So what was it about Sergeant Frog that was
I think honestly the dub is
Yeah.
what like we got into. It took me a while until I started watching sub shows.
Mhm.
I was such a dub purist growing up. I was like, no, like I mean if they're putting in the effort to make a dub for us, we should watch it. Which I guess persisted into what I do now, funnily enough. But I think it was the writing and
Mm.
like the performances um of the dub, and I think it was described to me once. It's like it's basically Japanese Simpsons, where it's very goofy. It's while we're dealing with like fantastical alien frogs,
Mhm.
it's at its core like very human stories and is
Mhm.
very goofy and just fun and very slapstick. I love me some good slapstick comedy.
Oh yeah.
Um and funnily enough, you know what, I'll admit this here, that is the show that made me go, I want to voice act in anime. Like I already knew that I wanted to do voiceover and like pursue acting professionally cuz
Yeah.
I grew up doing like theater and like show choir and things like that. So I was always really I'd been doing music classes since like I was knee high to a grasshopper. So I've been doing
Yeah.
it a long time, but I was like, but anime though.
I love cuz sometimes we get Full Metal Alchemist made me want to get into dubbing. I will say, Sergeant Frog, this is the first Sergeant Frog we've gotten.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what's an anime that you could watch over and over and over again and not get sick of?
D Gray Man. That is my favorite
Ooh.
anime of all
Okay.
time. I
Yeah.
have the 14th song on my
Okay, yeah.
hand. I have
Yeah.
Alan's quote on my arm. That was my first tattoo.
Damn.
But that show for me came about after my dad passed away when I was
Okay, yeah.
15.
Mhm.
And it was the show that really got me. My friend Adrienne, she got me into the show. She was like, "Oh my god, it's gothic, it's fantastical, but it's really fun shonen." I was like, "Oh, those are all things that I really enjoy."
Yeah.
And it was the show that I needed at the time.
Mhm.
And it's still one of my favorite series. While we get a chapter maybe every 2 years if we're
Yeah.
lucky. Um because the mangaka is very ill, but she still delivers. Thank you.
Yep.
But that's my favorite series of all time, and I can watch it
Mhm.
over and over again.
Okay. Yeah, it's been on my list for God knows how long.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's long, but it's
Mhm.
very good. I highly
Okay.
recommend it.
Yeah, I love and I do love some long anime. I'm a One Piece fan, so
Yeah, then
yeah,
then you'll be fine. The
it's
original is
nothing.
only 103 episodes.
Oh,
That's barely any One Piece.
that's nothing. That's
That's nothing. That's an afternoon for a One Piece fan.
Exactly. So, what are some of your other favorite anime?
Ooh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is very good. My
Okay,
husband and I are rewatching it right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
good.
freaking good.
Yep.
Let's see. I mean, it is biased, but Anne Shirley is one of my favorites.
Let's go.
It's
so
beautiful.
Good.
And I mean, what a cool property to be a part of as a Canadian, because I grew up reading those books and hearing those stories. Like, Anne of Green Gables is everywhere. I have a friend, my friend Logan Laidlaw, who I help run Nat 19 with, which is our tabletop RPG company. He's from Prince Edward Island, which is where Anne Shirley takes place.
Yeah.
So I would like double check when I was like performing, or if I was going into direct, I would double check accent things. So I was like, hey, I know this is how we say it on the west coast of Canada.
Yep.
Is it different for y'all? And he's like, no, we say it the same. I was like, cool. But I took my husband through all of Anne Shirley, and we're both just like ugly crying. There's a couple episodes, maybe episode 19.
Yep. Oh, we'll get into that.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
But Anne Shirley, I love. I mean, I love me some Naruto. Or on I love like so many of the classics. Like on High School Host Club was always so good. Soul Eater. I really love like dark shows, but I also love me some magical girls.
Oh yeah, hell
I'm like, growing up, I'm like, I want to be a magical girl.
Yeah,
that's just what I want. Like, it's dark but still magical girls. I love Madoka Magica. That's one of my top favorite shows of all time. I love that series. I read all the spin-off manga. Oh yeah, certified weeb.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like, I also love me some Precure and just very light shows like that. Like, sometimes you need a little palate cleanser, but most of the time, like, even just like my comfort movies of choice are like It Chapter 1, The Conjuring.
Good.
I love Haunting of Hill House.
Like, good. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing. But I'm usually such a horror nut. But I'm like, I also like really cute shows. These very like moe blob shows. That's why Amagami was so much fun. I was like, it's just pure slice of life. It's so fun.
Yeah. And like Laid Back Camp is one of my favorites.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
It's literally like I'll come home from work, like stressful day. I'll put on Laid Back Camp and I'll be like, oh, this is so nice.
That was Helpful Fox Senko-san. I described that show as a weighted blanket.
Yes.
It's just comfy. I loved working on that show.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
like the food as well. Oh my god.
Yes. That's one of my favorite things in anime is how they draw the food.
Yep.
Like, everyone talks about it, but like Studio Ghibli food.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know how you do it, but I want that egg.
Literally.
That ramen. Amazing.
Yep. And like, I understand why the parents got turned into pigs and spirited away. I would also.
As I slap my mic around a little bit. But like, honestly, I think about that feast all the time. Spirited Away is one of my favorite movies in general. It's so beautiful. But I was like, I mean, I can't blame them. Me too, bro.
Yeah, it's straight up like, and usually I don't know how sometimes animation doesn't do sausages very well. They look kind of gross.
Yeah.
But every time I see a Studio Ghibli sausage, like I just want them. I'm like, it's
like,
just...
I don't know how you did it, bro, but
yep. Oh my god. So what's a show that when you recommend it to people, you have to go, I swear it's good?
Ooh. Okay, so funnily enough, it's kind of D. Gray Man.
Okay.
And the reason for that is it's a slow burn. D. Gray Man is a slow anime. It is a
Okay.
slow burn. But it's one of those where I'm like, okay, so I'm going to ask you to get through a modern season of anime's worth of stuff before you, like, really start digging into the plot.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to watch at least 10 to 11 episodes. And I know that's an ask, but it's like, you got to at least do 10 to 11 episodes before you, like, really start getting into the meat of things. Yeah. That's why I usually recommend the manga for D. Gray Man. I'm like, read the manga. The art style is also a little rough at the beginning, but where it ends up, stunning. It's beautiful. But I was like, it's really good. It's just, it's a little slow.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's any others. There's not a whole lot because I'm pretty picky myself where I'm like, if I can't get into a show, I'm like, okay, so the ADHBs are telling me to go do something else, which I'm going to go do. I'm going to go rewatch that other comfort show for the 10th time because I'm bored.
Yep. Yep, I feel that. It's really funny because that's such a great answer. And someone else yesterday gave Orange as an answer.
I've never seen Orange.
Yeah, neither have I. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. But mine is the kind of the exact opposite of either of those two. Mine is Uzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
I love Uzuki. It's
so
good. It's but when people see just like the box art, they're like, oh, this is just big boob moe. I was like, okay, for one, she is an adult. And I need you. They're like, okay. I'm like, no. She's an adult. Yeah. And like, you know, I love that show. Oh, it's so good. I'm like, am I a little biased? Yes. But it's so fun.
It's so fun.
And Monica Rial is so fabulous as Uzuki. She and Riko are just chef's
so
kiss.
good. And
I'm like, I already love those two so much. And they're so fun in that show. I love a good comedy too.
Yeah, same here. Like I picked it up because I was like, okay, I swear it was either like pandemic-ish or like whenever it was like the first season had come out and we binged it. And I was like, I love this. And like, I love romance anime. It's like my favorite genre.
Me too.
And so I was like, I am so down for all of this. And then I started picking up the manga and the manga gets cuter. And I'm like, how is this possible? But I have to be like, listen, there's some anime moments in there, but it's good.
So working on Amagami, I was very excited because like I based a lot of that performance of Yuna on my older sister.
Okay.
There was a lot of like her a lot of her behaviors and like how we were growing up really inspired Yuna. And we were pretty deep into working on the show, and I was like, you know what? I want to tell her that like I based a performance on her not thinking she would look it up. And I forgot what the girls were doing when they first show up in the show. I forgot that it was Anime Chest City, and my sister texts me back. She's like, is this the one? It's a little sexy. I'm like, I promise you, I swear that it's not just anime boobs. I swear it's really wholesome.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that I told you, and I'm very proud of that performance, but oh no. And I will never, ever live that down. Because I'm like, I want to recommend Anne Shirley to her and be like, yeah, my performance is Ruby. Like, there's a lot, like, Ruby reminds me of you. And she's going to be like, is it sexy? Like, no, you can watch this with your kid, I swear.
I swear. Oh my god. So, talking about Amagami sisters, you obviously voiced Yuna. What was your reaction to being cast in the show?
I was so excited. Anytime I get a casting notice, it is like, it's Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it. That was an auto cast situation, which is a lot at the time at Crunchyroll. It's kind of half and half auditions and like auto casts. It's just kind of how the industry also works at this point. because we're moving quicker and quicker every day. But when I found out I was Yuna, because I'd seen the trailer for it, I had seen that we had it that season, and I was like, oh, that show looks really pretty. I'm like, I might watch it just because I really like the animation.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're cast as Yuna. I was like, wait, isn't that one of the that's one of the main sisters? Oh my gosh. And I'm working with Caitlin, whom I love and adore. And then I found out that Monica Rial was my sister again, because this is the second time we've been siblings. Every time we see each other, we're like, oh, my sister. I think there was a con she and I were at. We'd been working on Uzuki season 2. And she's like, oh, hi, Alejandro, like to my husband. She's like, oh, come here, Hayden, in front of her line. She's like, everybody, this is my brother in Uzuki, but And I'm like, I am your brother. It's true.
Yeah, I love it.
But like Monica and I, like we're just sibling energy in anime apparently. But like I love Abigail, and Brandon Loera and I became really good friends during the recording of that show. But I love Yuna so much. I'm really grateful that I got to play her, because as you know, so many of my characters are very high and very small and young, and oftentimes they're up here, so I don't get to play in my natural register a whole lot. So Yuna was one of the characters at Crunchy where like more and more people were like, oh, that's what they sound like? I'm like, yes. That's crazy, right? This is me.
Yeah.
I don't sound like a 15-year-old anime girl all the time. But so it was also just a really fun experience, but also a very vulnerable experience using my natural voice with her. But I was so excited.
Yeah.
But like, it's anytime I get a chance to perform, it's the best.
Oh yeah. And like, I love how the show is like kind of it kind of draws you in as a harem, right? As your typical slice of life harem. And then they're like, oh yeah, here's some like supernatural stuff and like mystery. And I'm just like, so many episodes, I'm like, what's going on? Sorry?
No, I was loving all of the like spiritual and supernatural aspects. My favorite episodes to record were the body swap episodes with Uryu and Yuna. That was so fun, but it was also such a challenge because Brandon and I, we would technically record the episode twice, because I would record all of my Yuna stuff, but I would have to make him a scratch track. So I would record all of Uryu's lines as Yuna. So it's like, yeah, it's Uryu's face, but say this like you would as Yuna. Damn. So I would do just full performance. I would fully perform as Yuna, and then I would go in and match everything that Brandon had left for me as Uryu coming out of Yuna's face. So I had to say it like Brandon. So it was like extra like layers, which was just really, really fun as an actor to get to do something like that. So I think that will forever stick in my mind. And I think those episodes, because Brandon and I, like, we just started like texting a lot during that time. I think us doing the body swap episodes is really when our friendship like solidified as well. We're like, nah, there's no going back here, bro. It's like, left to scratch, have fun. I did some weirdish. It's like, yeah, I did a really weird read. Good luck matching that. Have fun. So Yuna was just such a treat. And it's so rare that we get to do 24 episode shows anymore.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've done like 2 in the last few seasons has been really cool. Like we did Amagami, and now we've done Anne Shirley, which is also 24. So it's also nice to see that long form anime is like slowly making a return. Yeah. Like I miss it.
Oh yeah. And I was so happy that it was a 24 episode show. Like I think it really gave the story more time to like evolve, and you grow with these characters and get to love them. And then throw in the supernatural stuff, and Oh, so good. Oh, it's so good.
No, it's so beautifully done too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, and the animation was always really
Oh.
good. So I was like, I love it. I love that kind of aesthetic. I still have yet to get all of the Yuna figures. I'm like, no. I need my girl all over. I have all my Aoyuki figures. I need all my Yunas.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. So you also voice Ruby Gillis in Anne Shirley. And so as a Canadian, and as I am also Canadian,
Yay!
um
I thought
how
I heard a hint of a Canadian accent in you.
how was it to getting to be a part of such an incredible show?
Like, so special and such a unique experience because I started out on that show as a writer. So
Okay, yeah.
I was I was the co-writer for Anne Shirley. I was asked at the top of the season, "Hey, would you like to co-write Anne Shirley?" And I was like, "Yes, I was going to ask because these are my roots." So, and the main writer of the series, Heather Walker, also like she knew her stuff and she knew the series, but she did such a beautiful job and did her research and
Mhm.
really took her time with the show. So I started out as a writer and I got to write like the raspberry cordial
Oh,
episode,
that's cute.
which is so iconic
Yeah.
to like Anne of Green Gables just in general. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. But then I was recording Atelier Meister that same season, like at
Mhm.
like the top of the season, and I was recording with my friend Kevin Thelwell, who was assistant directing me. And he's like, I've been assistant directing Anne Shirley. I'm kind of surprised it's not you. I was like, like they didn't ask me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I don't know if Helena, who's the director, is like, I don't know if Helena knows you're Canadian. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I'm gonna text her right now. And
Yeah.
literally, like, not even the next day, they're like, hey, can you come into AD Anne Shirley? So I became the main assistant director for
Yeah.
Anne Shirley. So I was writing it, I was getting to
Hell
direct it. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, how cool.
Yeah.
And then Ruby gets introduced. And I get an email saying, hey, Helena would like to cast you as Ruby Gillis. I'm like, that is so rare
Yeah.
in the industry, especially nowadays, again, because we're going at like record speed. We're doing about like an episode a week,
Mhm.
basically, when it comes to production. And it is so very rare to get to work in that kind of capacity where you're getting to see basically all sides of it.
Mhm.
And so it's probably the most unique experience I've had working on an anime in my career.
Yeah.
And Ruby, reading the books and like watching like the earlier shows growing up, Ruby was always my favorite character.
Oh, that's
I
perfect.
I loved her so much because
Mhm.
I was like, no girl, I get you. Because
Mhm.
she seems very she seems so like vapid and she's like, oh, but I just like boys and like, oh, so and so is into me. And she's, you know, she's always had her crush on Gilbert, which
Yeah.
like is so real. We've all had that like unrequited love, especially so young, where it's like, I have such this deep crush on this person, but I know they don't reciprocate, but I am going to keep pursuing. And she does, like,
Mhm.
right up until Anne and Gilbert go off to college. And even
Yeah.
then, she and Gilbert stay in touch. But Ruby, I always understood her, like, social butterfly personality and how she would always kind of, like, worm her way into, like, social circles with boys and things like that. I'm like, this girl is looking for connection.
Yeah.
She is looking to be seen and heard, and especially in those times as well.
Mhm.
So being like flirtatious and the fun one, she's looking to create connections with people. She doesn't want to be alone, and when we hit, you know, episode 19, that's a big thing for her. She's scared
Mhm.
because if she's going to go to heaven, she's going to be alone. It's not going to be like home. It's not going to be like Avonlea. Anne won't be there. None of her friends or family will be there. So that moment really solidified, like when I was reading those lines, I was like, oh yeah, I have been on exactly the right mental track with this character. I've understood her properly, which is gratifying as an actor to be like, oh, okay, I have seen you and understood you and played you correctly. And I cried through that episode. My director and I were both just ugly crying, but yeah, Ruby means the world to me. I'm getting a little Ruby Gillis tattoo next
Oh,
week.
I love it.
Actually,
Oh
I
my
get a lot
God.
of like little memorial tattoos of characters that I've played. I'm like just little
Yeah.
reminders of cool things that I've gotten to do.
Hi, I'm Steve Yurko.
And I'm Tara Sands. Now available from Maji Media is our new podcast, 4Kids Flashback. 4Kids is the company who brought you the English dub of Pokemon in the late 90s and so many other shows like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Shaman King, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kirby, the infamous One Piece dub, and so many more.
We'll be talking to the people who worked at 4Kids. Actors, directors, writers, editors, producers, engineers, you get the point. And hopefully get the answers to questions both you and I have about the company.
I actually worked there as a voice actor on some of the shows.
And I was a kid watching the shows and remember way more than Tara does.
And thank God for that. Steve is actually a professional storyboard artist, which gives some really unique insights into anime and animation. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. That's the number 4 Kids Flashback.
Hey guys, welcome to the Patreon portion of today's episode. And if you want to join the Patreon, there are a few different tiers, like shoutouts on the episodes, as well as exclusive videos and behind-the-scenes content, and so much more, and even the episode a day early. Thank you to Gio, Keith, Blythe, Bunny, Mikey, Sheba, and Brooke. And if you want to join the Patreon or find out more, the link will be down below. And yeah, back to the episode. Yeah, yeah, that episode, straight up, I will, not just because you're here and Monica's one of my friends. That episode was straight up one of the best, like, acted episodes in anime I've ever seen, like, straight up. Like, both my partner and I were bawling our eyes out. Like, it was incredible. Like, oh my God. So
It was so beautiful, and I got to direct Monica on a good chunk, like 3/4 of that episode, and they nailed it. And we really got to like dig into it. It's a rough one. Yeah, continue.
No, is because, like, growing up, I don't really remember Anne of Green Gables, just because, I don't know, Dragon Ball Z filled my brain. So this was like my first introduction basically to the story. And so after every like kind of twist and turn, I'm like, can you believe this? And my partner's like, yes. And but that episode specifically just hit differently, and it's just, oh my God, thinking about it now, I'm just like getting emotional. God damn.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I think about it and it just like, I get so just like verklempt, and I'm like, okay. Because my husband had no knowledge of Anne of Green Gables. And when we watched the whole show in probably less than a week. And then we had to wait for the last episode because we like caught up.
Yeah.
But he, when everything started happening with Matthew, he's like, if they kill Matthew, I'm quitting the show. I was like, you're not allowed. My focus episode is in like 8 episodes. So you need to stay. He's like, no, if they kill Matthew, that's my boy. I was like, I had to write that episode, okay?
Legitimately.
You're traumatized. I came down the stairs after writing episode 10. I came downstairs. He was playing like Power Rangers with like his cousin. And I'm like, I'm just like, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't tell you because I want you to watch the show, but Anne Shirley's really sad. And I'm just gross, ugly, sobbing. I had to take breaks writing that episode because
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
this is hitting very close to home.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yep. I had the exact same reaction because I was like, he's my favorite. He's my favorite character, blah, blah, blah. And then literally that episode happens and I looked at my partner. I'm literally sobbing and I'm like, I hate this. I loved it,
Yeah.
but I was like, they lied to us in the intro.
Yep.
I hate them. They lied to us. It was
Yeah,
just,
that's what all hunters do.
Yeah.
And then we watched my episode, and he was just like, he's like, you did really, he's like, you did really, really good. Damn it! I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, really good performance. Fuck you though.
Yeah.
That's valid. I can't be mad at that. Yeah. I'm crying too, baby.
The sheer amount of times that after we watched the episode, I'd message Monica and be like, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? This is too good. Like, oh my god.
Illegal.
Yeah.
How good they are as Anne.
I know.
I've been singing their praises. Like, I was really like sitting on the sidelines, seeing them get more and more at Crunchy, and I was like, they need a lead. They're so ready for it. And then they got Anne, and I was like, okay, interesting choice. And then I heard it. It's like, that's just Anne.
That's it. Yep.
That's perfect. Like, Helena is such a great casting director, and she has such an incredible ear for like what her shows need. I've never looked at a Helena cast and gone, oh, that's an interesting choice. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, of course you would put them there. She's so good at what she does. But I could sing praises of Monica freaking Flatley all day. I adore them.
Oh my god, it's just so good. And then Crunchyroll had an event in Toronto that we got to go to, and they showed like the first 5 minutes of Anne, and it was like before, like they had just gotten it like that day, and they're like, here you go, no subtitles. And I was like, okay. And we're watching it, and I'm like, why am I crying already? Like, it is literally looked like a painting. Like,
it's beautiful.
Oh my god.
I mean, Hayao Miyazaki worked on the original 1979 anime, and they really brought a lot of that original style and energy over to the new show, and you can feel it.
Oh yeah.
And I think it really, really works. But the backgrounds, I could gush about Anne Shirley forever. It's probably one of just my favorite shows of the last decade. It's so good, but it's just so beautifully animated, and like the background art, I want that just like in my home.
Oh yeah.
Like,
straight
I
up.
want a painting of Green Gables in my home.
Absolutely. Like, and it kind of came out of left field for me because, again, I hadn't grown up with the story. Obviously, I saw it on CBC all the time, but I never like kind of clued in. So finally getting to experience this in this kind of like way was just so nice and lovely. And like you said, honestly, probably one of my favorites of the past decade because it is just absolutely fantastic.
So freaking beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. And it's so funny when my friends are like, what's your anime of the year? And I'm like, Anne Shirley.
Anne Shirley, because it's so freaking good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, and they're all like, oh, and I was like, no, don't even.
Don't you me.
Yeah.
Watch the show and then get back to me.
Exactly. Educate yourself. So you also voice Aoyuki in VTuber Legend.
Yeah, my girl.
And as a VTuber yourself, how did you approach it as an actor?
Oh, I tried to imbue as much of the wacky VTuber energy as I possibly could. I'm very grateful that I am so like locked into like VTuber culture.
Yeah.
And I have been for a long time. A friend of mine who like I was living with during COVID, he got me into VTubers. He's
Okay.
I think you like this whole medium. But I just knowing all of like my friends in VTubing and watching who I do, I was like, oh, we're all just like wacky and weird and crazy. And it's kind of one of my favorite things about VTubing is that we all just kind of let our freak flag fly.
Yeah.
And we all just kind of, it allows us to, with a certain amount of anonymity, because like people know like that I'm Sylla, but like I don't know, it's like a little safety barrier to like be even like a little bit more animated and a little bit more weird. I was like, well, yeah, that's what these girls are going to bring to it because we're performing. So it was acting on top of how I approach VTubing.
Yeah.
Where I am a lot more like, I'm a pretty like animated person just in general. Times that by like add like turn that up by like 10 notches and then you get VTubing. So I'm like, okay, if Aoyuki's like dorky in her normal life, how would she be when she's VTubing? I'm like, oh, she's already at like a 10 or 11 normally.
Yeah.
So when she's like, what she gets really comfy is Shua. Like when she really starts finding her stride, or like even the first episode when she's getting trashed, I'm like, all right, our truest selves come out when we drunk. So crank that dial. It was always like, just, I'm like, okay, when she's having normal conversations, she's at a 10. But when she's like full Shua, I'm like cranking that up.
Yeah.
Like when they're going through the mildly NSFW art of her and she's like using herself and totally gooning over herself. I'm like, girl, I get you, because there's sometimes you get art of your VTuber.
Yeah.
That's just gorgeous. And you're like, hello, me. Hi. I'm stunning.
Yeah.
This, like, because right now I have like a very hot male model for my VTubing, and I'm like, sir. So I'm like, I already like feel that energy. In a lot of ways, Aoyuki made me more confident in my own VTubing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I related to that journey a lot, where she was like, oh my God, I'm not getting any views. Like, what's even my thing? Like, I'm just kind of doing this thing. This is what I really wanted to do. And it feels like I'm not finding any success of all my like gen mates, or like for me, it's like for a lot of my peers, I feel like I am just like floating along. I'm not really finding my stride.
Yeah.
And just watching her like embrace her awkwardness and just embrace who she really is. It's during like her sleepover with her friend, and they're talking about like she felt like she was just kind of aimless, but because she embraced a lot of like her own quirks, she was able to flourish and thrive. And I think that's honestly just a really great message about like self-acceptance in general. But that episode, I walked away from it and I was heading back home. I was like, oh, I needed that today. Like I needed to hear that. And I know I was the one speaking the words and performing it, but I was like, oh, well, why can't I'm doing exactly what I need to be? And then I started implementing more of like my dice making into my VTubing, and more of like my love of D&D and things like that. And I watched my whole audience change and become what it is now, where I'm like, oh, I found my people. So it really goes to show like being yourself goes a lot farther.
Yeah.
And it can take you a lot farther, but she's also, I love being weird.
Dude.
I love playing the weird characters, and
my God.
I love getting to be just a goofy goober. It's so fun. And Jason let me just throw it at, he's like, there would be times where I thought I was going farther. He's like, no. Even further. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's shoeless grippers time. Let's go. And I'm like, I think I got weirder in like the best way after working on that show. I think a lot of Aoyuki stayed with me. I don't think she ever fully left the building. I think she's still rocking around in here.
Yeah, when I watched when we watched the first episode, like when it came out, I was like, "Oh, this looks fun." The animation's pretty. It's a different concept. Sweet. I put it on, and she says "gooner" or "gooning," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
When
and then
people ask me what my favorite line is in anime, I'm like, okay, what's my audience right now? What can I say? Because my favorite line is, why am I gooning so hard right now? Mommy's digital offspring shouldn't be making her goon. And it's so... Mwah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, chef's kiss. So good. Oh my God.
I'm like, top 10 things you get to say in anime as an actor?
Yeah.
Life made.
Yeah.
Nothing can top that.
Oh my God. And I think probably one of the funniest, if not the funniest, episodes is the one where they play. Oh, it's not like it's like that Among Us like ripoff.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that it's
So
the whole
good.
cast is in it, and it's just so good. And it's the whole, it's just so stupid. Oh, and I love it. So, if we're recording for a show like that, what besides the gooning line, what's the line that you were like, I can't believe we're saying this?
Oh, I said some wild-ish. I gotta think about that because I said a lot of weird things as Shua. Oh gosh. It's basically, I don't think I can narrow it down and be so real with you.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was a wild ride.
Yeah.
They really just go, here you go.
Yep.
Oh, I know what it was. It was when she was doing her impressions challenge with oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. The baby VTuber.
Yeah, yeah.
When they're doing their impressions and she does her impression of this niche Japanese meme. And he's like, Jason, what did Jason say? He's like, I don't want you to try to sound like the little boy in the J. I want you to do like this kind of thing. And I was like, fuck yeah, bud. And because Jason and I have known each other for years. Mm-hmm. We've been friends for a long time. So, oh my God, dude. And I just got to be so weird. And it's one of those moments in performance where you go, this is my job. I think that's probably, I'm like, I know it's not like a line, but I think that's to this day, one of my favorite scenes I've ever gotten to do because it's so off the wall, strange. And I'm like, that's where I live, baby.
Yep. When we watched the first episode, I literally told like 6 of my friends being like, you should watch this because it's ridiculous. And like, we sat friends down and we're like, no, we're watching this. I want to watch your reaction to what the fuck they're saying.
Oh yeah, no, I took folks through it and they're like, Hayden.
Yeah.
Why? I'm like, I didn't write it. They're like, but you said it. I was like, yeah, I was paid to. It's great. Can you believe that's my job? People clocked when I started playing Aoyuki, like when I started streaming, they're like, you're a lot like more openly wacky, like how you are more in private. I'm like, yeah, Aoyuki will do that to you.
Oh my God. And like, I love comedy anime so much.
Me too.
And like having the past like couple years be like one or two good comedy anime a season has been so nice. Like, oh my God. And it's just I just love the show so much.
It's so nice. Like, I will say it's so nice getting to work on so many more comedies these days because I was always very nervous performing comedically. I was convinced for a long time. I'm like, I'm not funny. I don't think I'm funny. I had my primary acting coach, Mick Wingert, basically told me that was BS. He's like, okay, sure, bud.
Yeah.
He really helped pull me out of my shell. But I started my career in like a lot more like grounded performance or like dramatic performances. Like my first anime was like my first lead in an anime was Goblin Slayer. So
wow.
yeah.
Damn.
So like my first lead was Priestess, which
Yeah.
like we're still doing all the light novels, and so
Mhm.
still getting to live in that world is cool.
Mhm.
And read all the source material is a lot of fun. But yeah, I started at a different deep end.
Yeah.
than
That's a
Aoyuki.
heavy first lead. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that was like my first like big project
Wow.
at Funimation
Mhm.
before like we did the merger and everything.
Yeah.
And like it was heavy. Like they put out a big warning before. It's like, hey, check out episode 1 and make sure you're comfy with it. I'm like, I have no aversion to dark material.
Mhm.
It is an acting job.
Yep.
I can walk away from it. It is acting. So, but going from working in a lot of really dramatic stuff at the beginning of my career to then getting to do so much comedy with like VTuber Legend, and then we got to do Amagami, where like it's also very funny.
Yeah.
Some of the ish that I got to say is Yuna was so fun. I think it was like, don't get cocky just because you're cute. And I like said it in such a way, and I was like, I don't think Caitlin's gonna keep that. She was cackling on the other side of the glass. I'm like, I guess we're keeping it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because of Aoyuki that I had the confidence to approach that role and go for the weirder line read.
Yeah.
And approach like, and to find the comedy in different places. I learned just as an actor and as a performer, I learned a lot playing Aoyuki. And I'm like, there's a reason like I love that role. I've got little tattoo, like you can't fully see it, but I've got like a little lemon wedge and like a little snowflake, because I was like, she's so special to me. So like I put a little memorabilia tattoo, but no, just as a performer, just there's so many layers to her. And I'm like, hell yeah, I love her. She's so fun.
Oh, I love it. So this season, you're playing Lenny in The Banished Court Magician.
Yeah.
How does it feel to play a more villainous character? Because I want to punch her so hard. Like,
yes, I'm doing my job then.
I was like, oh God. Yeah.
Oh, she's the worst, and I love it.
I know.
I think I tweeted out as like, oh, it feels so good to be bad. But it's so nice as an actor, because I don't play a lot of like to put it bluntly, I don't play the bitch a lot. I don't play like a lot of villainous characters, even rude characters. So Lenny's a really fun departure. And I mean, it's extra special that I'm doing it with Caitlin, because one of the early like just little bit roles that I did was on the Fruits Basket reboot.
Okay, yeah.
I was like playing like this girl gangster who Uotani was running with. And I was like, yeah, we should smother her dad in his sleep with a pillow, and just saying all this wild thing. And I'm like, Hayden now could do that a lot better. But so like one of the early things I did for Caitlin was like kind of being like really bitchy characters. And then like I've played a lot of different things like in her shows, but like then getting to play Lenny now, like 7 years out from doing that, it's kind of like a full circle moment in a lot of ways. I'm like, oh, like look where we started and look where we are now, and like the rapport we have now is so interesting. But Lenny she's so fun. And like, because it's also finding like the reality and the humanity in her. It's like she's not just mean, because when people are cruel, if you hear yelling in the background, my husband is streaming.
Of course.
So just a heads up.
All good.
I just heard, I was like, I don't know if that bleeds through. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
But it's finding who that person is, because people aren't just mean people. Like, people say things for a reason. So it's a lot of like, what does Lenny really want? What is she after? It's like, okay, well, she clearly takes pride in the fact that she's part of the prince's party. And she thinks she has a very higher than thou like mentality about herself. And she's like, no, I'm part of the prince's party. I'm in like the royal circle. That therefore that status makes me better than you. And you're just a commoner. Like she throws that at the main character pretty like cruelly. I was like, okay. So she does see herself. She's I don't know if she comes from nobility, but I'm like, I'll play this as if she has come from nobility. She takes great pride in the fact that she is part of like she's not the one getting kicked out of the prince's party because she's useful. She can cast these big spells and she's clearly gifted. I was like, maybe she was a gifted kid and got a big head about that. Yeah. It's like, where does the cruelty come from? Oh, maybe she was bullied when she was younger. Okay, and sometimes bullies become bullies. And it's thinking of, because we don't get all of that, so sometimes as actors, we have to kind of create our own little backstory things to help bring like a realism to these moments. And that's probably like my favorite thing about playing like crueler characters is finding their humanity and finding where that comes from, because it makes it such an interesting experience and a more real experience as an actor. So it's a lot of fun. I like her and I am excited to see more of her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was really funny because I was like, you're doing such a good job, but goddamn, I hate it.
Good. Yes. Good.
Yeah. Oh my God. So how did you originally redo that one? Take two. How did you originally get into acting in general?
Oh man. So, like I said earlier, I have been doing like music classes and performance ever since I was like really little. I think my first unofficial performance, it was my sister. I will always remember this. My mom will never let me live it down either, so I think it's very cute. But it was my sister's piano recital. Little baby 3-year-old Hayden, was obsessed with the movie Mulan. So
Ooh.
I got up, little hands like, I want to perform too. My little pigtails, I want to do it too. And they're like, okay, we'll indulge this charismatic child. And I got up and little toddler Hayden belted the entirety of the song Reflection. Word for word, I had that ish memorized at 3.
At 3?
At
Damn.
3. My mom's convinced I've seen that movie over 100 times, and I believe her.
Yeah.
But, like, I always had just this desire to perform, but I'm also viciously shy. So those two parts of me were always butting heads. But I was always like, my sister would make short films on our old camcorder. Like, that thing had tapes.
Yep.
Like, you lock the tape in, it's like this thick. But my sister would make short films and she would make me act in them, like out on our like house's like balcony. And she's like, hey, so I know it's summertime right now, but I want to create this like snowstorm movie. So we would get like packing peanuts and a fan. And she's like, okay, so I'm going to like throw these packing peanuts and then I need you to like spin like you're in a snowstorm. I was like, okay. We're like maybe like 6 or so. Like, we're so little, but like my sister's now like a photographer and like a marketing manager. So like we both kind of like, she's great behind the camera and I do a lot of like on camera stuff. But I used to direct like my own little like stuffy short films and I would do the same with my sister. I'm like, okay, so like when I say this, I need you to like, because I would tie a string around like a stuffed bunny, be like, okay, when I say this, I need you to like pull the bunny off string, like it's like jumping off. So like I've always been like doing stuff like that ever since I was like really young. So it's just kind of been in there. I started doing like musical theater in school. I got involved because I was partially homeschooled, which allowed me to really pursue the arts. So I would take my academic classes and then like go to like extracurricular, like improvisation classes, theater classes. I went to a film camp growing up. And then in high school, I was just full in theater. Normally in our theater department growing up, in high school, it was only supposed to be like grade 11 and grade 10 or grade 11 and grade 12 that could be in the shows. And anyone like as like characters, and anyone younger could only be like ensemble.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense. Like these, like they've been in the department longer and they're seniors, so they're about to graduate. They won't get to do this again. But my teacher, my theater teacher, Anna, because at the school I went to, we didn't often use like Mr. and Mrs. in my elementary school. We just called our teachers by our first name. In high school, it was like depending.
Yeah.
But Mrs. Roberts, but I knew her as Anna because I babysat her kids. She stopped me after one of our theater classes. She's like, hey, so you're going to come audition for me tonight. We were doing Little Shop of Horrors, which is one of my favorite musicals.
So good.
It's so good. I love it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But she's like, so you're going to come audition for me tonight, right? I was like, I wasn't planning to. Grade 10s aren't supposed to. She's like, so you're going to come audition for me tonight, right? And she would not let me leave the theater until I said, yes, I'll be there.
Damn.
And she's like, cool, I'll see you at 6. That's your call time. Be ready. So I had to go home and panic prepare. So I sang Sandra D from Grease.
Yes.
Which I love Grease. It's a good time. I was like, Sandra D, it's in my range.
Yep.
And I passed all the, like, the initial singing, the group singing audition, the scenes, and I was Chiffon, one of the 3 singing narrators, which is what I wanted. I was like, I don't want to be Audrey.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
My high school friend Delphine got it, and I was like, perfect. Beautiful. You're perfect for it.
Yeah.
Now she's doing like mocap and stuff like that. I'm like,
Hell
of course
yeah.
you are. You were incredible.
Yeah.
You were the top in our theater. Of course you're doing that. That makes sense to me. But like I got into theater, and then I got back into voiceover because I was like, I want to be a voice actor when I was like 11 and 12 watching like Sergeant Frog, right?
Yeah.
And but then I started like actively pursuing like stuff online. I was auditioning for projects on my MacBook laptop mic.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I started and just recording in my bedroom.
Yeah.
For like fan projects and like things like that. It was in the Wild West era of YouTube where people would post like auditions on their YouTube channel and where you could do a video response in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
If people remember those days.
Yep.
But like I started auditioning for those, and I started taking acting classes in like Vancouver because like I'm from Vancouver Island, so like I would take the ferry ride over to the mainland, and I started taking classes with Kathy Westluck.
Okay.
Who like people might know is like she's Near in Death Note, Spike in My Little Pony. She's done so much. She's had like such a huge career. One of like the Canadian greats. She's amazing and a remarkable woman. But she started training me. I took like group classes with her, and then I started taking one-on-ones. She's the reason that I have like the range that I do just as little boys. Wow. Because she's like, there's not just one young boy voice, Hayden. Think about just young boys that you knew growing up. Just list a bunch for me. She's like, some of them were bigger. Some of them might have had more nasal like in their voice. Like, and she taught me breathing techniques to get into the lower part of my register, how to get into the upper part. And so she was pivotal in me getting into this. And I started like right at the end of high school. I booked Honey Pop. Oh yeah, that's a callback, baby.
Yeah.
I still have people come up to me like, you were Kiana? I was like, I sure was, bud.
Oh my god! I haven't heard
that in fourth date.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a very long time.
Oh yeah, that was the very first video game I ever did.
That's crazy.
So I started strong.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was like right at the end of high school. And then I went to college for a week to study sound design. And I hated my professor. I hated my classmates because I was the one femme presenting person in the class. And they're all very dude bro college engineer boys who were just terrible. And I'm like, I hope nothing but success for you. And some of them are like succeeding in like the industry. I'm like, great. Some aren't. I was like, cool. But I dropped out after a week. The school was kind enough to give me a full refund of what I paid, which is unheard of.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna
like,
say,
hey, I'm
Jesus.
glad I'm still not paying that off. Yay.
Yeah.
But I was able to take all of that refund, and I studied at On the Mic Training in Vancouver while I was living there. And that is a voice acting school. It was still up and coming when I started taking classes there, but they're still running. They do classes like remotely too. So like if people want to take classes online, they started doing that during COVID. But yeah, I started training with them, and I took an anime dubbing class, or just I took a dubbing class at a studio. It was Azure Productions in Vancouver. My teacher hated me. I don't know why. He just had it out for me. And there was another student who just had nothing nice to say. Neither of them.
Ugh.
They just had it out for me. I don't know why. But the studio head, he would sit in on the like sessions when we were like dubbing and performing. And at the end of the class, they passed out a sheet to get all of our contact information because they were going to be doing auditions soon. I was one of 2 people to get an audition, and I started booking with them immediately. I booked my audition, and we were doing live action Japanese dramas.
Okay, yeah.
So we started on, tell me if this sounds familiar, Hanako and Anne, which was an adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. It
Full
was
circle, yeah.
based on this girl named Hanako who had the Anne of Green Gables book, and so much of her life reflected it. She was like an entrepreneur, and and I played her, basically her Diana Barry.
Okay, yeah.
It was basically, my character was like if you mixed Diana and Ruby into one. So like a little bit spicier like Ruby, but like best friend like Diana. Which is really fun to think about. So we worked on that. I worked on a ton. I've worked on over almost 600 episodes of live action dubs.
Wow.
With them for over 3 years. And then I got back in touch with my now husband, and we started dating. And then I started coming down to Texas and just sitting in on sessions. And there was one day, my friend Tia Ballard, she texted me before I was coming down. She's like, "Hey, you're coming down. You're gonna be here tomorrow, right?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you coming to Alejandro's session?" "Yeah." "Cool. I have a break, an hour break between sessions. Do you want to audition for me?" So she printed out audition sides for me.
Wow.
Put me in the booth, and she had me do auditions. I think she had me use New Game audition sides. She had me perform, and she was like, "Cool. You let me know. I'm going to put you on the roster, but you let me know when you're fully down here." So Tia mother-freaking Ballard, I love that woman. She's just sunshine in human form. I love her so much. But
that impression was 10 out of 10.
It's like she's in the room.
Literally.
But Tia just she really gave me a leg up, and she was the first person to direct me on just bits. I think it was in Kakuryo Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, but that's the truncated version. It's here's where we are now, and it's crazy. Now we're acting and directing and writing and working on all our own stuff. So it's been an actually insane journny, and looking back, I'm I don't know how in the hay I made it, but we're out here, and I could not be happier. I'm just so grateful every day. Whether it is a big or a small role, I'm just happy to perform. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So how did you get into directing and writing and the more behind the scenes stuff?
Oh yeah. It's one of those where I'm I don't really know. I think I just kind of took an interest in it. I've always been kind of one of those people that I love to have my fingers in different pots, and I just learning whatever kind of piques my fancy. I was like, "Oh, what's it like to adapt an anime?" And I started I would be watching like Attack on Titan and I'm like, oh, I would see like the subtitles and I would like read it out loud and I'm like, oh, that wouldn't fit the mouth flap. How could I change that to like stick with the meaning of that but make it fit? And I just started doing that, and I would like change the line while reading it out loud while reading the subtitles, and like I'm like, oh, that looks like that would fit. And I just started kind of experimenting, and then I started just doing like I would make a little table in Google Docs.
Yeah.
And just watch like anime clips on YouTube, and I would just practice adapting. I basically did that every day just because I was like, I want to learn how to do this. That's really interesting to me. And I started directing because I was doing Percy Jackson comic dubs on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I was very well known for it. I was like known in the Percy Jackson fandom for like doing comic dubs, and then I started doing audio drama scenes from Percy Jackson, and so I was doing adaptive writing because I was adapting the book to an audio drama.
Right.
So I was just creating like these almost opportunities for myself to explore these different mediums, and I would direct all the sessions for those audio dramas, and I would like live direct actors and then have to self-direct myself. Like, oh boy, I hate self-directing so much. I would rather someone just be like, hey, let's try it like this. Or if I'm working with someone and I find when I'm in a room where I'll do a take, it's like, hey, can I actually try that differently? Then you don't have that same back and forth when you're directing yourself, which I think is one of the hardest things about auditions. But I started doing like audio drama, so I had like that I found a love of directing and adaptive writing, and I think I've just carried that love with me from like being like a teenager doing this stuff and like fresh out of like during college, and like while I was working at a cafe, I would stay up until like 3 a.m. editing like these little YouTube videos and then have to get up in 2 hours to go open the store. I would go work 8 hours, sleep, go work my other cafe job, and then have a session the next day. Like it was just I never wanted to stop doing creative things no matter where I was at. And I think the deeper I got into the industry and the more I was doing, that love of creating just kind of, it stayed with me. And I just started asking. I was like, hey, I'm interested in being a writer. And I was asking other friends who were writing for Crunchyroll, and I managed to get an audition you do like a script audition. So you write half an episode, and then you submit that, they review it. I did an audition a few years prior. I didn't get in. And then I did another one a couple years later, and I got the contract writing job, which is what I'm still doing now. I'm still a contract writer for Crunchyroll. And then last year, I think it was last December, I started training as an assistant director for Crunchyroll. Like we have a pretty rigorous training. Like it's like a week-long basically training boot camp where you like learn how to like what directors are looking for, how to use all the equipment, all the programs, and you watch like the senior directors direct their shows, and like you just ask questions along the way. So I did that, and I've been assistant directing it'll be a year in December.
Wow. So
and I love it.
That's amazing. And so with having directing under your belt, how has that affected your acting and vice versa?
I think it makes me look at both sides a lot more critically, I guess. It might not be the exact right word, but it makes me consider both sides a lot more. Where as an actor, when I'm like performing, like just doing auditions, or even if I'm in the booth, it's like, okay, what performance style do these different directors kind of look for more often than not? What can I bring of myself to like liven this read up. And sometimes if I'm doing an audition, I'm like, what direction would I give myself right now? And I find it makes me flounder less and like try to find a character. I'm like, what direction would I give myself? Oh, they are a lot more stoic, but also like stoic yet outspoken. Okay, what aspects do I need to, what do I need to say to myself to get that readout? And also being an actor, it helps me communicate with other actors a lot more when I'm in the director's chair. Because it's like, what would I say to myself to get this across? What would I need to hear as an actor for this to make sense? And I think I come at my directing a lot more emotionally. I'm like, okay, let's put ourselves like in this moment. Here's what's going on for you. Like we were working on Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I was working with Emily Neves, and I was like, hey, so where are you in this moment? Like you think you're never going to see this boy that you love so much. We're dealing with loss. It's like, you don't have to tell me what's going on for you, but like, if you like, we've all had like that love lost, or like whether it's the loss of a pet or a family member, like we've all known it to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what does that feel like? Sit in that for a moment. Let your like, where does that sit in your body? And I think of it as a very like, I try to really bring out like the grounding emotions to like really make it real. Because as a director, that's really what I look for is like, while we're doing anime, I'm like, these are people though. Yes, they're cartoons on a screen, but these are people. So I want to always bring like that kind of life experience to these characters. And sometimes it's just, hey, we need to like, I love that read, we just need a little bit faster for flap. But that's what I loved about doing like Anne Shirley, because we really aimed for like a realism in the performances. And I think that really, that experience crafted me as a director a lot, and it really showed me what I look for in shows as well. I'm like, no, this is something that I want to bring to more shows that I work on, where it's like those lived experiences and those lived feelings. And the more I direct, the more I'm like, oh, I could just do this forever. I love it so much. And just watching actors get it, and like them feel like watching their performance change, and just, it's my favorite thing is when actors surprise themselves, when like you give them the right, like use the right words to help it click in their brain, and when you watch it click for them, it's magical. On the other side of the glass, it's just like they did that. Like they're like, oh, thanks for the direction. I'm like, I just gave you the right words to help it click in your brain. You did that though. That performance ultimately came from you. And it's just this wonderful back and forth and collaborative experience that I derive so much joy from. So I punched my microphone. This is why this is why I didn't go to engineering school. I'm sorry to all my engineers ever. I'm a bully. I'm a microphone bully.
Yeah.
But, but yeah. I love it. And with writing, it's just another facet of that. And I think being a writer helps me both like in the booth and as a director, because if we need to rewrite a line, I can just do it like really quickly, which saves time as well. So then we can focus more on just performance and like getting the job done.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So if you could go back to when you first started acting or voice acting, and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think it would just be, you're on the right track. Because there's so many people like, voice acting's not real acting. And I'm like, okay, then why can I go on a long 10-minute diatribe about acting and performance?
Yeah.
Crazy. But, like, no, you are an actor. You are on the right track. Yeah. Like, I think it would just be that, because I think that's what I would have needed to hear at the time. And I had a lot of people telling me that. And if it wasn't for so many people in my life, like my mom, my sister, my husband, like some of my best friends just like really pushing me and not letting me give up, because it's a tough industry out there. It is. I've been talking about it a lot lately. I'm like, it's an exhausting industry. Sometimes it feels like a Sisyphean task, like you're pushing the boulder up the hill. But at the end of the day, if you love it, it is so very worth it. And I think that's something that like younger Hayden like really needed, like the extra little reminder of. It's like, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right track. It kind of sucks right now,
Yeah.
man, but it's going to be so cool. And I think about younger Hayden. I'm like, dude, tiny weeb Hayden would think older Hayden's so cool. And
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what I said to someone. I was like, isn't that the goal in life, to be the person that little you would have thought is awesome? And I'm like, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if I think little Hayden would be impressed by me, I'm doing okay.
Oh yeah. I same thing here. It's like if I were to tell little Adam he'd be talking about anime for doing this, he'd be like, "What? So what? That's a thing?"
That's so cool.
Yeah. What? Oh my god. So I feel that. Oh my god. Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for letting me yap for so long.
Of course, of course. Where can the lovely people find you online?
Oh, you can find me on the Twitters and the Instagram at Haybale Voice. That's HAYBALE Voice. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch as my VTuber Sylla Aria. That's SYLLAARIA. I'm a fairy VTuber of creativity and curiosity. I play a lot of Honkai Star Rail. If you're interested in D&D, I make dice for Dungeons and Dragons live, so you get to see the whole process. And it's just a good, nerdy, dorky time. If you're craving some Awayuki vibes, you'll definitely find those.
Yep.
But those are primarily where you can find me. You can also find me on Nat19. That's NAT19. It's a tabletop RPG company that I work with. We're an actual play company, but we also produce like a lot of 5th edition extra content. We call it 5.19th edition because it's alternative rules, new races, and spells, authored by my wonderful friend Logan Laidlaw. But you can find me over on Nat19. We're gearing up for our next campaign, which I will be a part of. So definitely come check us out. It is so much fun. It's so worth it.
Perfect. All those links will be down below. You can follow me at Corky Cosplays on Instagram, Adam Corky everywhere else. Subscribe to the Patreon. You get episodes a day early, exclusive videos, and behind the scenes content. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.